J.J. Watt spoke to some high school football players recently. He told them to think a long time before posting anything to Twitter or Instagram. That's great advice. A lot of athletes have gotten into trouble. A lot of producers and sports talk show hosts also gotten into trouble via social media. If you were running a team, Les,
yes,
what would be your social media rules for your players?
Okay. I would hope. Let's take the Rockies, for example. You and I have gone into a lot of locker rooms and a lot of clubhouses.
Yeah.
And what do we see when we walk in right after a game?
There. I don't care about going
But what do
there.
we see when we walk in? What are the players doing?
They're texting.
They're sitting on their stools or in their lockers or in their nice cozy chairs in front of their lockers, and they're on their iPads or they're on their phones. Their heads are down to a man almost. If there are 15 players in that Nuggets locker room, 13 of them have their heads in their phone. They don't even lift their heads to see who's walking in. All right? Same with a baseball clubhouse.
Can I just disagree with you a little bit? If you go into a baseball clubhouse, they play cards. They're reading magazines.
But a lot of guys are on their phones and on their iPads as well.
There. Okay, if you walk in the basketball locker room, most players I see are on the headphones listening to music.
Okay.
So I would somewhat disagree with you that that is just a constant.
A lot of them have their heads on a screen, their eyes on a screen. Okay? I would tell them that when they get to the ballpark, turn everything off. Put it in your locker, and I don't want you touching it. Because, again, let's take baseball as an example. I want you looking at videotape of today's pitcher you're going against. I want you taking a look at your swings from the night before. I want you in the cage hitting. I want you out on the field taking ground balls or fly balls. I want you concentrating on this game coming up.
So now, you're talking about baseball.
I'm talking about basketball as well. They get to the game 2 to 3 hours before game time. I want them out on the court, getting used to the dead spots on the court, getting used to the lights, the depth perception.
I want you thinking about the game because they can't get into a batting cage.
Yes.
I want you thinking about the game. I want you getting your head in the game.
Yeah. Now,
that's a gentle trigger.
I might give them a 10 or 15 minute period where they might have to check. Maybe they've got family coming to the game and the family's wondering where the tickets are, so you can take care of that. Or whatever. I'll give them 15 minutes to get on their phone or get on their iPod to take care of whatever business, because it is a good 4 or 5 hours before game time.
So you're talking about on the professional level.
On the professional level. Well, I would do it on the college level as well.
We have a lot more control on the college level.
But here's the other thing, Wood. Blue screens, it is proven. And I've experienced this. When you're looking at a blue screen, is that what we call it, Jimmy, a blue screen?
It's a blue screen.
It's a blue screen. It's a different type of light, okay? And it's a light that tires your eyes. What's more important to a batter than having fresh eyes when he's going against a 95-mile-an-hour fastball? What's more important to an NBA player than having fresh eyes when he's trying to get used to the depth perception in an arena, and maybe an arena he's not used to? Athletes need their eyes. I would shut down the blue screens before the games.
I am astounded by that.
Why is that?
Astounded by that.
And I understand these are all 20 and 30 somethings, and they've grown up with the blue screens.
I'm astounded by that. That's like what I heard about that if you hold the cell phone up, you get brain damage. I mean, I'm
well, I don't know that that's
serious.
proven, but the blue screen thing is proven.
Really?
Yes.
You'd have to show me where that's proven. Not right now. I will take you at your word that someone has said that, because I've never heard that. Well, I'm staring at blue screens all day. You're staring at some sort of screen all day.
And my eyes get very tired.
Well, then stop doing it. Why
well,
are you doing it?
That's my point.
It affects your performance.
That's my point. I would have my athletes stop doing it for extended periods of time. They need their eyes to read and react on the field.
I would need some more research on that before I would use that as.
So what would you do about social media?
I think the Players Association is going. Well,
and I
would do?
One other part to that.
Okay.
If they want to tweet or they want to Instagram or whatever they want to do on social media, I would have a person, and these organizations and these leagues have a lot of money. I would actually hire somebody to run all of the social media through that person to make sure that what my people in my organization are sending out there is appropriate.
Well, that's not going to work. See,
probably not.
You're saying
probably not.
You're saying to a guy.
But I would put it out there.
Okay. I say to you, there are a lot of athletes that take their buddies or their posse or whatever and say, here's what I want you to tweet. They don't do it themselves. That's when they're at home. They tweet out that I think Shaquille O'Neal couldn't play dead. Tweet that out and see what happens.
No, you're right. That'd be a really hard one to control.
Well, so I
would
don't
talk
even
to
know.
them a lot about it.
That's like saying, okay, you got to have a bowel movement before every game. But you can't legislate guys by saying, oh, you got to have here's a slug. Have him tweet for you. And so the guy's going to tweet out stuff that really didn't come from Les Shapiro. You want to hire a guy that tweets
No. I'm not saying the PR guy tweets stuff out on that person's behalf. I'm saying that if you're an athlete and you want to tweet something out, first it needs to run through the PR department to make sure it's appropriate.
Well, you're not going to.
Look, I know it's hard to legislate that.
I get
that.
Are you doing that?
So as a compromise, what I would do is I would discuss with my players constantly. Don't throw out anything out there that's controversial, that's inappropriate, etc.
You've thrown a lot of stuff out there. Let me deal with hiring a guy kind of thing. So at practice, I want to tweet out, "Mom, I'm coming home. Here, look at this.
No.
This is okay." No, let me speak now. Okay, I'm going to tweet out. That I watched the sports show and Les Shapiro's crazy. Here, would you handle this before I send it out? And so the team's got 5 interns looking at it. Young people who are the ones, forgive me, that are causing problems on teams now. They're the ones that, remember the guy we had on the show that was tweeting out guns and saying, bang, the horse is dead? You really want those people? So you got to go then hire expensive people.
You twisted what I said. You said 5 young people, interns. I said 1 hired hand, hopefully somebody with some PR experience.
Okay, so there's 45 guys on the team. So you're going to have one guy and you go, here are 45 phones. Look at all these and get back to me.
Okay, again, you're twisting what I said.
I don't explain it to me.
I have already said, I know that's hard to legislate. I would compromise and I would just continually talk to my people, talk to my athletes about doing things like that.
Okay.
I expect them to.
I just tweeted out something. Would you look at it and tell me if it's okay? Yeah. Do I really want him telling me whether I can tweet out something if he works for the team? I don't want. He's not in charge of me. I'm in charge of my stupidity. I don't want him tweeting out, telling me, "Oh, you can't tweet that." Well, some guy at a team's going to do that. I'm addressing all your issues.
I got that.
You brought up a lot of stuff.
And I've said twice now, I know it'd be hard to legislate that. I'm looking for a compromise position.
Okay. I'm looking at this phone. I don't know whether you must know a lot more about it. What do I have? I have a blue screen right there.
Yes.
I think I can change that to a yellow screen.
No. I don't think that the color of the screen isn't going to change how it affects your eyesight.
You're telling me blue.
It's the illumination it's the particular type of illumination from the screen.
But did you do some research on that? Do you believe him? I mean, really?
See, here's our social media guy.
Well, that's why
our
I'm
expert,
asking
and he's saying, yeah, there might be something to it.
Out here. We should interview you. I need a lot more research on this blue screen before I'm a coach. I'm John Fox of the Chicago Bears. I'm your new coach. The blue screen can ruin your day and ruin your eyes. And don't put this up there because that'll cause your brain to go dead.
Okay, I didn't say that.
Well, that's
saying
still
that.
going around. So it's proven. So that would have to be proven to me. So the third thing is, so when you come into the clubhouse and baseball, we're going to take the Rockies.
Okay.
Baseball. Okay, guys, I want you out in the batting practice. They do that. They're there like 4 hours.
I know.
I get to the airport. So you're saying...
I said I'd give them 10, 15 minutes somewhere
after
they're done with their practice and their warm-up to check what they need to check. And then I'm going to say, okay, time to put it down again.
Well, how long do you think you're going to be in charge?
What do you mean?
The player's going to turn on you. You're saying, I'm twisting stuff? So the player's going to turn on you. I'm professional. I'm making $39 million guaranteed. And you're going to tell me I can't?
Okay, so what type of rules would you have? Any rules at all?
Yeah, be adults. Be adults.
You're gonna ask these kids to be adults?
Kids? Oh, you're saying they're kids?
Well, they're
not 16 years old. Do I say to them, no drugs allowed? No, they're adults. If I say no drugs allowed, if they want to take drugs, I just think you are going off into. I'm serious. I'm not trying to set an area. I just think you're going off into areas that you have no control over. You or anybody else. Player Association is going to come and say, you can't. The strongest union in this country, the Major League Baseball players, they're going to say, wait a second. You're going to tell our guys who can't play music before the games, you can't text, you can't Instagram, you can't do anything. You sit in front of your locker and you sit there for 4 hours, no fried chicken. Clint Hurdle was fired because the players didn't like him because he would yell at them a little bit.
That is my ideal situation. I know there would have to be a compromise.
I want to go to
that.
I want to go to that place that's somewhere in India that's up on a hill, and it's a perfect society. That's what I want to do in life. There is no utopia.
My clubhouse.
There is no utopia.
Would be utopia.
Your clubhouse would. Utopia is going to be hell on wheels because they're all
knives in the back.
They're going to turn on you, and as soon as you bend down, somebody's going to kick you in the butt, and they may stick a knife in your back, and they're going to do everything they can on Instagram later to say, anonymous source says, Les Shapiro's gone as the controller of this franchise.
As long as I have a guaranteed deal with a lot of years left, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That portion of the big stuff brought to you by Grand Prix Motorsports, your source for the original motorcycle, Indian motorcycles. So check out the newest line of Indian cycles at Grand Prix Motorsports on County Line and Santa Fe. And that is Shannon on her Indian motorcycle.